Good day, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Great Banana here for a presentation on the Gray's currencies, pTGC and UFO on the Pulse Network. If somebody could let me know that you can hear me clearly, you should be able to change anything, but I always like to check. I always get a little nervous. Beast Whale, I assume you can hear me. It's good to see you, man. You were on the Spaces yesterday. You were on my channel here on the Spaces yesterday. Guys, thank you. If you guys missed the Spaces yesterday, like I am literally listening to it because I miss it so much because I'm doing all this stuff. I'm a little more than halfway through it. It's good. It's really good. We went for 4 hours. Not that that means it was good, but if that gets the time, the length of time was an indication that it was on, man. pTGC is on fire right now. It was so. Everything's the chat's gonna be busy, so I'm gonna try to keep up the tempo. You played it twice, yeah. I guess I'm going through my second time too because I just missed so much. Yeah, pTGC is. Yeah, so if you haven't got the Spaces, it's on the Gray, not the Gray. It's on PulseTGC Twitter, and it's also on my YouTube. We record it. We do both at the same time. If you didn't know. So what's happening, guys? Besides, I mean, I haven't looked at pTGC in a little bit. I know we broke 20. We were like 20.2 yesterday. We'll have a look at that. But I'm going to show you guys something else first, something real quick. pTGC is inevitable. William Dugan, the masses can't ignore the evidence much longer. Horsepower. Yeah, guys, you know what has finally, I think, settled in on me is that, okay, and the reason, like I've been saying it for a couple of weeks, I love I love price go up. I like even more the fact that we are going up against the layer one. But, you know, I know that and I feel that, but I couldn't explain why. I think I got it now. The reason why I'm excited about us going up against the layer one is that any token can go up. It can go up in USD, but can it go up versus the L1? Can it go up against the L1 when all the other tokens are not? That's pTGC and UFO. And it's not just currently, it has been happening. Go look at the chart. We'll do that in a second. You guys are going to keep me busy in this chat. That's okay. High horsepower. First time seeing you, I believe. Thank you for reposting the stream very much. And man, I forgot to repost it, but I think it's on. Actually, Twitter posted it for me. You guys are going to keep me so busy. I don't care, guys. Keep the chat chatting. 105 people in here already. Guys, I don't care if we go long, but I am going to try to stay on task. Let me show you what's happening. If you got questions about the Grays, put them in the chat. If I don't get to it right away, I'll store them and I will answer your questions. Let's look at this. If you guys aren't familiar with Liberty Swap Financial, look, they've now listed several other assets, and a lot of people have been asking when pTGC and UFO, they are working on it because we're a tax token. It's going to take them a little more effort, but look, they have. Let's see what are the new ones. We've had those. Solid X is on there now. Axis, Alive, Fire, and Nope. Okay. Yeah. So our day is coming, guys. Just be patient, be persistent. We will have our time in the sun. We will. We just got to keep working. If there's ever a time to work for our bags, now's the time. Good day, PJ Rising. Good to see you. Good day, JP. Be life the formula. Be like. Thank you for reposting the stream. You've been holding quietly. Woo. How can you be quiet about this? No, I'm just joshing. Totally. Good afternoon, Kurt. There are lurkers, horsepower. I mean, there are people that, like, there are people watching right now. They won't make a comment in the comment section. That's fine. I have a good friend that's a lurker. He might be in here. It's okay. They're all types, and it's all right. All right, guys, let's look at this chart. I haven't looked at it in a whole hour. It's been a whole hour. Well, let's see. I'm going to share the screen. And we're going to go through this ecosystem from the beginning to end. We're going to talk about pTGC and UFO in that order. We're gonna use slides. We're gonna get into the DApp and show you how you can hold these tokens and make more tokens from these tokens. And I'm gonna show some. We're gonna do some moon math, and I got some slides toward the end that once you see these slides, how can you resist? Like at least having your JIC bag. You're like JIC bag, yeah, just in case. Like everybody that loves pTGC just wants to get as much as they can, right? But a JIC bag is like if you are hesitant or maybe pessimistic about pTGC, we're recommending those people at least get $1 million, like get a JIC bag. By the way, where this thing could go, I think a JIC bag, and especially more than a JIC bag, might be more than enough. We don't know. What if this ends up being the first 1 billion X token this cycle? What if it does? What if it fails and does half that? 500 million X. Okay, JIC bag. But for you that got more than a JIC bag, yeah, man. Let's look at where we're at. Crypto goes in cycles, and we need to have a cool down period. Well, where were we this morning? This morning I saw, so this is the ratio. We're at 20.01. We were as high as, look at that, as 20.7. I missed that. I totally missed that. Either we're going to cool off for a while, but look what's happening in Bitcoin, and Ethereum is over 3,800. Pulse is at 39 right now. Okay, we'll come back to that. But yeah, I don't think we're done. I don't think we're done. With Pulse at 39, this is a cool off. This will last maybe a few hours. In my experience, it'll last a few hours. We might watch. The day ends in a second. That's 20. Yeah, we got 3.5 hours left today. And I don't think we're going to end today in the green, but we could. I don't think we're going to end today in green. But we're going to have a green tomorrow. Watch. I think it's going to happen. I wouldn't bet $1 million pTGC on it, but let's look at it in USD. 766. I think we saw. Did we see 8? Not quite. Oh, we may have technically. Okay, it's all good. I mean, look at that chart, guys. And if you want to do some research, go and look at some of the other assets that people are excited about. And we don't need to beat other people up, other ecosystems and stuff. But I mean, there's a reason we're in the grays. Let's go back and do a quick measurement in USD. We're up 227% since the 23rd of June. Can we call that a month? 228% in a month. And USD and the WPLS on the daily. Hold on a second. I'm just shooting from the hip here. We're up 137% in WPLS, and that's because Pulse has been pumping a little bit too. Okay, this is the part where I'm going to start teaching you guys a little bit. Now, a lot of you old guys, well, that orange Pulse, we got to look at that. You're right, JP. We gotta break away and look at that. But in a second, I'm going to teach you guys a little bit. I don't claim to be like a crypto expert. Okay, I've learned a lot from this ecosystem. I learned a lot from Zen, and I have a lot to learn myself. Okay, but one thing I can tell you is that when you're looking to speculate on an asset, you want to look at how it's performing against the L1. And the way you can do that is flip your chart from USD to the paired asset, or whatever asset it's presumably a leverage of, right? So in this case, what you would do is, like, when you pull up your DEX screener, it's going to come up in USD, and that's great. And you can see the ratio over here. It costs 20 Pulse per pTGC right now, and we're going into all time. When we get to 22.68, that'll be the all-time high. We got to get past that. But what you want to do is flip your chart to WPLS. See, because sometimes an asset will be going up in USD, but down in reference to the token that is supposedly leveraged, a leverage of, and you're like, okay, well, why not hold the asset that's doing both, going up in USD and in reference to the L1? And by the way, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's put it on the weekly and watch this, ladies and gentlemen. In terms of WPLS, look at this performance against the L1. I mean, since the day it was launched, it has been up and to the right. And guess what the L1 has been doing, PulseChain? And I'm not picking on it. Guess what PulseChain has been doing the entire time that pTGC has been running like this? And yeah, there have been pullbacks. There have been months of like nothing happening in pTGC. But the whole time, pTGC has been going up a little bit, and cooling off for a couple months. Then it just picks right back up where I left off. And the whole time, PulseChain's done nothing. If anything, it's actually gone down. PulseChain it's less than half of its sacrifice price. So you must have to ask yourself, what is going to happen to pTGC when PulseChain finally starts moving? Because when pTGC responds directly to PulseChain, whenever PulseChain barely clears its throat, pTGC is the response is it's crystal clear, guys. PulseChain hasn't done nothing. It's gone down. It's so bullish. I can't really articulate how bullish it is. Let's look at this RH post and read it. By the way, guys, there is a poll going on right now. I feel like a sales guy. There's a sale going on right now. Turbo. I don't know how important it is that you vote on this post, poll, but go and do it anyhow. We got it up to 7.5% of the votes. Let's go look at Richard Hart's his most recent post. Yes, NJ Dub, I like your attitude, dude. Congratulations to everybody. Congratulations to everyone that holds pTGC right now. And for those of you that are thinking about it, you're like, I'm going to watch this presentation and then maybe get me a bag. Congratulations for just being here. You're giving yourself a chance at life-changing gains, guys. Right here on PulseChain. I like gratitude, NJ. That's good, man. Let's look at this post. I don't know what the monkey on the back of the whatever that beast is, but whatever that means, but it's interesting. He says, so crypto, what are you going to do when the mass, you guys can see it, okay, when the mass marketing starts ripping faces off? People are going to hear about PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex, and PTC, and Pump.tires directly before they hear about anything else. They're going to hold something in their hands that works great and is impressive, something they're not going to throw away. Hex did a 10,000x in price the first time while being murdered with deca millions in fees to ETH. Now PulseChain exists, and when Pulse goes up, Hex goes up, PCTC goes up. PulseX, Hex, Pump Tires, they all reinforce each other. Coin burning everywhere you look, like PCTC and UFO. It's amazing. Dry powder ready to explode. I wonder what he means there. The weak hands shaken out violently. Yeah, man. Dip after, pull back after. Yeah. Amazing designs and reliability with years of track record. The match is nearly struck. Be ready for greatness. And haters, you might as well get your memes ready because you're gonna be very butthurt. Oh, what a character he is! All right, let's see. That was a bullish post. So, what's up, PB? I used Liberty Swap the first time yesterday. How was it? Which is very simple and non-time consuming. UFO was the play. 2Gs. UFO. You know what I'm hoping? This is what has been going on in my mind for the last week or so. PTDC gets all the limelight. It gets all the conversation I mean, everywhere you go, it's pTGC see this, pTGC that, and UFO is like, oh yeah, that UFO. You know what I'm hoping? You know what I think might happen is that the narrative might flip at some point, and I think UFO has the ability to do that. I think UFO with its LP. Am I still going? There's a little flash on my screen. UFO is not to be underestimated, and it could come back around and flip the narrative to UFO for a while, and I hope it does. Be more violent with ETH pushing 4,000. Let's do it. Good day, everyone. Condor, good to see you. pTGC is the golden goose. And you know, guys, what you do with the golden goose, right? Enjoy the eggs, enjoy the feathers. Don't kill it. There's that post. I think we're getting caught up here. Sound quality is not so good. Too many tabs. Oh, you're right. Let me close some tabs, dude. Let me close some tabs. You are correct. I'm going to do this. Yes. That. And you know what? One of my problems is that I'm hosting, looking into ptgc.com right now. I'm closing some tabs. I'm trying to talk to you guys and close some tabs at the same time. I'm hosting this site right now, and it's not helping my, well, I can't like clear my cookies and cache like I want to. Sorry about the sound quality, guys. And go vote on PulseFolio too, by the way. I'm not going to close that tab. Oh, let's see how that improves the sound quality, if anything. All right, let me get back to here. Go vote. You're here for the tech. I'm here for the camels. Pulse Jitsu. Good to see you, Fast Abdul. All right, go vote for pTGC and UFO at PulseFolio. Okay, let's get back on track. Let me know if the sound quality improved. I closed a bunch of tabs. Let's see if I can close anything else. I'm sure there's stuff I can close. Maybe I need to put my mouth a little closer to the evening. David, good to see you. T.S. Pedro, Landscraper, good to see you. Yeah, treat that golden goose with, there you go. Treat it with tender care. Now that's a different way to look at it. Like make it a little home, give it a nest, give it, quality feed in a pond. Abdul is here for the tech. All right, guys, let's have a look at this guy. We're gonna have to get an update. Look at this. Feast your eyes on that. And that might have to go into the slide deck at the back of them. But this is just to actually, I put it here to just to whet your appetite for what's coming. Because look at this chart, and then you can see pTGC and UFO outperforming the cores. Now, don't get me wrong about core assets. We love Richard Hart, PulseChain, and core assets. We need people to hold those assets. We need those assets to do well, and we believe that we will. We burn a lot of those assets. We send them to the dead address where they can never, ever, ever be recovered again by anybody. So, but I mean, look at that. I mean, we're outperforming them. So you have to ask yourself, why do I want to hold a big old bag of those and not hold any Grays tokens? Well, that might not be a wise choice for your portfolio. And if you look all the way to the right, look at how the 4 core tickers, Hex, PulseX, Inc., and Pulse, are just down. But then pTGC and UFO are still up. I just love that graphic, and wait until my buddy Slade makes this for me. And when we surpass our previous all-time high, I'm going to ask for him to make an update. Slade, if you're watching, just know I'm going to ask for an update, or maybe a little bit beyond the previous all-time high, and we'll get an updated slide. And because, oh man, it's going to be good. I'm excited. Clearly, Barry Banana needs to calm down. Okay, let's look. I think now, I didn't even pull up my, hold up, guys. I did not even, I'm going off script today. Just give me a second. Let me pull up my script because I do not want to miss stuff. And there's things that I need to make sure that I cover, especially for new people. So I got to open this up. file, open. Come on, open recent. You guys can just check your phones or something that you need to do. Give me a second. There we go. I got to make this a little smaller. Make myself a little smaller. Hey, there's something I can close. Where did it go? Open. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm guessing somebody just let me know. You guys are not going to. It's okay for you to tell me that the sound quality is terrible. So if somebody can just tell me the sound quality is terrible, then I will talk to Kong about how I can maybe clean up your browser history. You told me not to do anything with it or something like that. So I'm just being real careful with it. So somebody tell me the sound is terrible or whether it's good. But we're going to move on. We're moving on. What you need to know about pTGC and UFO, and I'll just try to talk into my mic, which is right here. It's another thing I learned from Kong. He's a good friend. Good friends tell you when you're talking to the wrong part of the mic. So what you need to know about pTGC and UFO is they are both index tokens of the best assets on PulseChain. They're an index of predominantly Richard Hart tickers, Richard Hart assets, which would be the four cores. He has four assets: Pulse, PulseX, Inc., and Hex. So we're an index of all those. So if you're new to PulseChain, and you're coming over here for the first time, and you're like, "What do I buy on PulseChain?" Well, you buy pTGC, number one. Number two, you get some UFO. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I do. If I was brand new to PulseChain, I would want to hold an index token. And I don't know. Are there other? There probably are. We don't need to talk about them. This is a Gray's currency only presentation. But by holding these, you effectively hold many others, like the best of the best. And because pTGC is a DAO, we have the ability to make like corporate decisions, like intelligent people getting together and deciding, hey, PulseX is cheap right now. Let's use this DAO treasury, some of the DAO treasury money to pair with PulseX and increase the volume on that pair. And we can do that as a DAO. Good tech. You're here for the good tech. Yeah, man. The sound is all right. That's good news, Kurt. But I can handle bad news, guys. I can handle it. Got to toughen up, right? Man up and toughen up. So both pTGC and UFO are an index of the best tickers. So, and I have a graphical representation of what an index looks like, and that's this right here. And notice pTGC and UFO in the middle. They're bonded to all the assets on this outside circle, but they're also their thickest bond is with each other, followed by Pulse, and then followed by the rest of these. And you can see all these. Let's take a little detour over to look into pTGC. Not look into. I get them mixed up. Secretobank.com. I'm going to show you guys a very useful website. Secretobank.com. What you can do, guys. And let me put it. You guys see the URL up there? So I won't put it in the chat. Secreto Bank. What you do is you select volume, a default address. You can put any address in here, by the way, guys. All the pairs and all the volume. Let's select pTGC. We already did. And then check the volume. Oops. pTGC, check the volume. And there we have it. So you have the liquidity over here. Whoa, we got $4 million in liquidity between pTGC and UFO right now. 2.6 million in the WPLS pair, and 1.2 million in the PulseX pair. That's good time material right there. And then our volume. How's our volume doing? 551. See that down there? $551,000 in volume. And look at this. Total liquidity is now $12 million. And here's a chart going back. Look, our volume is finally improving. Finally, look back from about March on. It was just, it's picking up. I love it. We need it. Okay, so that's $551,000 in volume and 12 million in liquidity. Let's look at UFO. I just refreshed this a little bit. That's much improved, that volume there. Its liquidity with pTGC is going to be the exact same. And then with WPLS, that is its biggest pair. And so between the two, 12 and 13, that's $25 million in total in liquidity between these two assets. So we're crushing it. You can see all that at secretobank.com. It's free. Now we need to talk about the difference between pTGC and UFO. So let me just pop this up. In pTGC, these are both fee-based tokens, okay? And we're going to talk about where the fees go, what happens to the fees. The one thing that I want you to understand is that none of the fees go to developer wallets or founder wallets. None of the fees go to me, okay? These were fair launched tokens on PulseChain, and there are no shenanigans happening. No shenanigans going on in the greatest currencies, okay? It's just 5% fee for pTGC, and where does it go? Oh, these are the differences. Sorry, we're gonna talk about where the fees go on the next slide. Well, the LP is burnt, like 95+% of pTGC's LP is burnt. It's a little older than 21 months. It's probably more like 23 months, which means I'm like 2 months behind. I'm fixing my slide. Sorry, guys. 12.5+% has been burned. There are 15,000 plus wallets, and then a bunch of wallets hold $1,000 more. Especially now that we've been pumping. Hey, Dose Easy, good to see you. I already popped you up, Adi. And then with UFO, it's a 6% fee. The LP is user provided. It's not burned. It's user provided. It's probably 16 months old. 8% of the tokens are burned. 6,000 wallets total, and so on. All right. Here's how we break down the fees. And these are all written into the smart contract, cannot be changed. With pTGC, 2% goes to the DAO, 1% goes to holders, 1% to stakers, 0.5% burns pTGC, 0.5% pairs pTGC and Pulse and sends it to the dead address, sends those PLP tokens to the dead address. And UFO, 3% goes to LP providers, 1% to holders, 1% burns UFO, and 1% burns pTGC. So pTGC holders love UFO holders. I'm going to tell you guys a little secret about UFO. I'm going to tell you guys a lot of little secrets about these tokens. Not that I don't say these every time we stream, but guys, I picked up little nuggets along the way, and I was like, oh man, that's good to know. Oh man, that's good to know. Like, hey, buy these from a wallet you intend to keep them on, because you don't want to transfer these tokens. Otherwise, you're going to pay the fee. You're going to pick up little nuggets like that in this presentation, and you want to know this stuff because you can make money with knowledge. Okay, so the little nugget I'm going to tell you with UFO is that the holders of the tokens, that 1% goes to holders, 3% goes to LP providers. You'd think that the LP providers would be making more yield, more APY. It's the holders. They're making like 5 times. Last we checked, and it was a long period of time that we compared. They're making 5 times more APY than the LP providers. But there's a reason to be an LP provider, which we're going to get into, which is not a little secret, but it is a superpower. We're going to talk about it. So that's where the fees go. And if you got any questions, drop them in the chat. I will answer your questions. And if I miss them, if you just put it in all caps, maybe draw my attention to it, I will answer your questions. So the one thing that got me most excited about the Grays currencies is, when I first came in, was besides the community, it was the sheer fact that we have the Grays currencies finally figured out how to create demand, and we have built-in mechanical buy pressure in the form of AMM bots. Okay, so that these are an index token, so they're paired. They have thick liquidities. We saw it at secretobank.com. We see all those pairs. When one of those pairs gets out of alignment, like somebody buys some hex and makes the hex pTGC pair or the hex UFO pair out of alignment, what happens is all the other pairs need to be fixed, or that one pair needs to be fixed in reference to all the other pairs. Okay, because we can't have big price disparities across the network. So the AMM bots, their job is to go fix those prices, and they do it automatically. That's what they call bots. So, and when they do that, they are paying the fee, whether it's a pTGC pair or a UFO pair. They're paying the tax, and it gets distributed just like if you were IP. And that's what got me so excited about this ecosystem is that while I'm sleeping, while I'm organizing my garage, while I'm on a trip, and just chilling 24/7, those bots are equalizing pairs, sending rewards to my wallets, my PCC and my UFO wallet and your wallet. They're sending money to the DAO for it to do benevolent things with the money. They're burning tokens, reducing the supply, adding LP, and all that automatically. And they never quit, they never get tired, they never call in sick, they never need to ask for a raise. None of that business. The AMM bots, the market makers, are doing all that automatically. It's built-in mechanical buy pressure, genius level stuff built into the Grays currencies. First to market, first of its class, never been done before on any blockchain, and it was done first here at the bottom of PulseChain. So 2024, late 2023, guess what the DAO was doing? But scooping up cheap RH tickers and pairing them with pTGC, pairing them with UFO. So we scooped up a lot of a bucket load of cheap tokens at the bottom of the chain. So guess what happens when the chain takes off? Those LP pairs are going to explode. They're going to be so big. pTGC is already the gorilla in the room. You know what I think? You want to know Gray Banana's opinion about why there's a lot of people on PulseChain and they don't have a bag, a just in case bag of 1 million. I challenge everybody. If you're hesitant, get your bag. You're gonna want to say, guys, if this thing goes where we think it could go, just 1 million tokens can change your entire family potentially for generations. And I'm saying, am I blushing? I don't think I'm blushing. Tell me if I'm blushing. Get your dick bag if you don't have 1 million at least. If you're hesitant, where was I going with that? The thing, what I think is one reason that now I'm not trying to be unkind to anybody that might have this condition, but I think the technology is it's so revolutionary. It's not conventional. I think, and I'm not saying that myself and all of us don't have a bit of this at times. That there's this thing called oh, now it escapes me. It's called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance, which is where you see something that's so different and goes against what your understanding of a thing should be, that you diss it. Okay. So we have to man up and woman up and work past, if that's truly what is happening. We got to work through our cognitive dissonance and go investigate pTGC and UFO for our own selves. And that's why you guys are here. There's a favorite saying of mine. It is, truth fears no investigation. So if you got the truth, it's like investigate. Ask me the questions. You're on Spaces yesterday. You heard some pointed questions pointed toward the founder, and guess what? They were answered eloquently, with patience, kindness, and truth fears no investigation. You got the truth. If you got the truth, you should fear no investigation. And if you think you got the truth, but you don't, and you get investigated, you might find you didn't have the truth and you just found it. I'm going to add to the chat here. Do you think there will be a pullback? I'm trying to buy more. Yes. I think think we're seeing a pullback today. But dude, I will tell you that so many people have waited for a pullback and they just got left behind. But I'm not giving any financial advice. I'm just telling you from experience. I never waited for a pullback. No, I just can't wait. I have seen this thing take off. You want to hear more story? My first week in pTGC, after holding it for just less than a week, I came into my office so happy, and I had locked tokens for 10 years, whatever. I locked them. Came into my office all happy, and I was on a Saturday morning, and I was going to get my yield and recycle it back in so I could make more yield. And at the time, the unlock button was right below the claim button or something like that. So you claim, just right down the row. I knew 24 million tokens because I unlocked, and there was no warning at that time. Yeah, I did say something, by the way, and it got fixed. 24 million. You know what that's worth today? 24 times, I think we're about $800 per times 800, $19,000. Oh, it bothered me all day. You know what I did? I immediately went and bought 24 million tokens because I've seen this thing go. Like when it pulls down, when it comes down, there are people usually ready to buy it back up. And we've got there's word that well, this is from months ago. It's probably still true. There are big bags waiting on the side for pullbacks. So do I think it'll pull back? When? I don't know. Seems like we're getting into the green today with pTGC. You think so? Dude, we're at 20.4. Weren't we just at 20? Oh, okay, hold on. Let me put this on the daily. Bro, look at that. I was sure we were going to end the day in the red. We still could. Good call, JP. Woo. My audio is 30% wrecked. Watch this. Let me see if that will fix it. How's my audio, guys? I'm buying either way. Okay. We're breaking up. I need audio is rough. Your audio is struggling. You're cutting in and out. Can't hear you. Oh man, that is such a bummer. Well, I have been playing some music. Let me know this. Let me know if it improved. Let me know if it improved. That is always bummers. Okay, well we're gonna move on. Thank you for reposting the stream, Boca businessman. I appreciate that. Okay, so we got through the AMM bots. Now we're going to talk about one thing that you need to understand, and that is that here's the bots. There's the AMM bots. Like when one pair goes out of alignment, then the bots sound better when you show. Oh, you're a good sport, dude. So that's a good one. You get posted up on the screen for that. So, what happened? You guys got to understand this. Like, when price goes up, like let's say you got a certain position. Like, let's say you're a whale. You got 1% position. You're going to get 1% of all the reflections and 1% of the stake if you're staking. We're going to talk about that on the data. So you're a 1%er, and you get a certain amount of tokens per volume. I mean, you know that when you got $1 million in volume on the network, you're going to make, let's say, you make a million tokens, which would be pretty good revenue. I don't know what a whale makes, but I could figure it out. But let's say you make it at this price level, if the volume is 1 million per day, you know you're going to make 1 million tokens. Well, guess what? When price doubles, you're going to make, and we have the same volume, you're going to make 500,000 tokens. Why? Because the contract per amount of volume is going to be able to buy less tokens because the tokens are twice the value. So you can only buy half the tokens. Does that make sense? So as price goes up, you're going to earn fewer tokens, the same value. But the beauty is, you guys that are getting in now, and you start stacking tokens now at this price level, at the bottom of PulseChain, when pTGC runs up, the tokens that you're earning today are going to become worth more. Okay. So, and conversely, if price pulls back, like if we had a 90% dump, the contract's going to buy, so many more tokens, and we're going to be with them. That's how it works. So that's a good thing to know. It took me a while to figure that out. Like, how does this work, man? Okay. I'm going to show you guys the alien tech of pTGC. And I think I should know this off the top of my head. Pretty sure pTGC has 2 alien tech. Okay, I'm going to show you one. This is probably my most exciting one. Ooh, I love pro tips. Paul Sachs has a pro tip. I think you're speaking into the backside of the microphone. Is that right? So you're saying, but the connector is right there. The connector is right here. So how can maybe I need to be speaking, because there's the logo. There's the logo. You're speaking into the back side of the microphone. AI says the HyperX logo should be facing you. Okay, well, let's try this. It's funky looking though. And I would have to, I'll try it. Let me know if this works better, guys. The sound is better? Are you serious? Let me know if this is better, because I'll do it. Absolutely. If somebody could just confirm, speak into the side of it, but the logo facing your mouth. Speak into the side of it, but the logo facing my mouth. I mean, I can't turn it. I can't, it's just physically impossible. I can't. Maybe, I can hack it like that. Let me know if that works better. I'll just do it. This is for you guys. For you. And just let's get some. Okay, we got 2 guys that think way better. Wow, amazing! I love it. Well, thank you so much, Paul. I mean, guys, again, if it gets wrecked again, just let me know. It's okay. I've dealt with so many sound issues that you're not gonna hurt my feelings. We're working through it. Okay. The alien tech of pTGC, one of the 2. One is stand in front of it rather than on the side, and it should clear up. Perfect. Dream achieve. Okay. I think I'm talking right into it. My mouth is like literally that far from it. I've got audio coaches in the chat. Really, I need them. pTGC has 2 alien techs. One is the AMM bots. That is revolutionary. That alien tech, that's like the Greys coming down to Earth, teaching mankind how to do crypto. And the other one is this right here. With pTGC of the 5% fee, which we described a little bit ago, you have literally 3% that goes in and 2% that can come out. I want to say that our holders are they're diamond handed. So we don't have a lot coming out. But look, you have 20% more that stays in the system. Why? Well, it's added to LP. We're burning tokens. You got 22% that goes to the DAO. The DAO always, it either burns tokens or it adds LP. That's what the DAO does with the treasury all the time. So it's always doing something for the system. Those numbers on the left, that 3% goes into the system. The ones on the right, they can be extracted. So you have a net positive going into the system. That's alien tech that was built into the contract on purpose. Now, what separates PTDC from other tokens that you see all over the place? It's the DAO. The DAO allows PTDC to navigate, circumnavigate, move like a ship on the sea, not like a train on the track. A train on a track can go forward and backward. I mean, picture a token that can only go up and down. Well, PTDC can it can move and pivot with market changes. It can take advantage of opportunities that the DAO sees. The train, if obstacles gets in its way, it has to crash right through them, which risks the train for derailing, right? So I love the fact that PTDC has a DAO. Now, we got to talk about something here, and that is that, checking out my next slides here. Oh, we're about to get into the DApp. Yeah. Okay. Before I forget, I'm going to mention that when you stake PTDC, your tokens are going to stay in your wallet. Now we're going to go talk about staking. I just wanted to get that off my chest. We are we're at 20.56 pulse per PTDC right now. We're at 8144. What is going on? Well, PLS is up. See, I told you guys. I knew we weren't done pumping because look at Pulse. Woo! Pulse is up 14% today. You know why? You know, it's that post. Yeah, man. One bullish post. That's my opinion. What a great day, guys. You know what we're going to do? Okay, we're going to do a little experiment. I've got a yellow sticky on my, look at this. It's not even a pink sticky. When Pulse goes to, what's that say? When it goes to 1.0001, we're going to record the Pulse PTDC. When Pulse goes to 0.0001, because it came down and bounced off of 0.4025. That was the bottom. And it'll be, so that'd be a 3x to 0.001. We're going to see how many X's PTDC does at that point. So I'm looking for, and we're a little more than 2x away from that 301, which is the sacrifice price. The last time Pulse did a 4x, PTDC did a total, if you include the Pulse, it did a 42x. So it must have done about something like a 10. Must have done a 10x when Pulse did 4x, so that'd be like a 42x. We're going to see what happens this next time. Hopefully it's more or the same. I don't want it to be less. Of course. Okay, let's get into the DApp. I'm going to pull that up for you guys. My audio's audio really better. Amazing. Leave it to Paul Stack to look up on AI to see how I'm supposed to orient my microphone. That's my job. Paul, you're going to put me out of work, dude. Okay, let me get the correct wallet pulled up. I've got an experimental wallet that I monkey around with. Go to staking. Okay, we're going to show you guys this. So we're on the DApp, which is PulseTGC.com. PulseTGC.com. That is the DApp you can interact. There's another one which is look into pTGC. That's a good one for stats and such. And there is also a DApp on look into pTGC.com. And we're trying to make that one a public kind of site. We got to work through some stuff. Okay, so look, PulseTGC.com. We're going to talk first about pTGC, and then we're going into UFO first. We're not going to go through the whole site. We're just going to show you guys the basic mechanics. Staking. You're going to connect your wallet, and this is from the assumption that you guys are holding these tokens. Okay, so you're going to click on staking. You got your wallet connected. scroll down. I'm going to skip a lot of this stuff because you guys can go discover this on your own. Obviously, you can just look at this and see that it's obvious what those boxes are. But I want to walk because there are some details down here that you guys. This is where the rubber meets the road for the guys who want to stay cold. Okay, so let's spend our time here. So if you hold pTGC and you're like, I'm curious about this staking thing. Yeah, so that's right here. You learn about staking. So you're going to select stake, and don't do this right now. Follow, watch the whole presentation and then do it if you want to. You can select how many tokens you want, and then you can confirm in your wallet. Notice there is no time element because there's no time element with the staking. You can claim your tokens at any point. Notice there's 7,005 tokens claimable right now. They're sitting in the contract. They're not in the wallet yet, but if I claim them, claim button, it will go to my wallet and start earning more, starting reflections. Now, if you want to withdraw the stake, and we estimate it takes about maybe like 100 to 200 days to ROI on the stake withdrawal fee, because there's a 1% fee on your principal to withdraw your stake. And that 1% fee goes to all the other stakers. When I'm crypto rich, I want a new mic and a new computer. So that's how the staking works. There's no time constraints. You can leave your stake forever and ever and ever and ever. You can claim your rewards at any time. I recommend claiming them whenever you get once a week or when you get a sizable amount of rewards. The locking is a different animal. We're going to spend some time on that. And by the way, I need to back up. There are 3 ways you can earn with pTGC: by holding it, staking it, and locking it. Holding it, you buy the tokens, you keep in your wallet. And the yield is going to come into your wallet in what I call like a spooky alien text, where you don't have to trigger anything, you don't have to claim anything. They just literally show up in your wallet. And you can test it by writing down how many pTGC you have now, come back in an hour, and you'll have more. You might need a refresh, but you'll have more. And if you stake, then that's the second way you can make money is with staking. We estimate that you're going to earn about 61% more by staking versus just holding. And that's because not everybody stakes. And you got 1% going to holders, 1% going to stakers. So that's it for staking. Locking is a time commitment. Okay, and if you you can end your locker early, just like you can end a hex stake early, but you're going to pay a heavy penalty. And that penalty for ending a lock early is 30% of your principal. 30%, which is a heavy hit. But if you're way up, and if you spend $100, it's now worth $1,000, and you nuke $300, you're still ahead by $600. That makes sense. So, and I'm not advocating that. It's just we see people unlock, regularly. Not sometimes it goes. Sometimes we go through a dearth where there is very very little unlocking, like lately. But like about 2 months ago, there was a huge wave. Saw the most unlocks in any given time period since I've been recording it, which was a billion unlocked in a 30-day period. And the last time I checked, I think the month of June saw like 50 million. So big difference. So the locking rewards are very sporadic compared to the holding and staking rewards. So it's a big time commitment. Big time commitment. It is a time commitment. But here are the time commitments. So you can lock for 90 days minimum. When you do that, you're going to keep 55% of the rewards. And you can lock for a maximum of 10 years where you will keep 100% of your rewards. Okay? And then all those in between. Now, what you can do, guys, is you can lock 1 day into the next year to earn from that tier. Okay, so let's say you are a 90-day, you made a 90-day lock. And by the way, I don't advocate making one big, huge lock. mean, why not break it up into smaller locks? That's another strategy. You could build a ladder, like an annual ladder. Okay, what else can you do? You can just go all 10-year locks if you want to. We've had some big dogs come in, and that's what they did. They went 10 years. We're going to see in the Moon Math calculator how that it could end up being highly lucrative for those people. And I'm one of those lockers. 96.2%. Like most of my PTGC is locked, and my rewards are 96.2% of all the PTGC that I have locked. That's what it's earning because I have so much. Because I went heavy on the locks. I've got 88% in 10-year locks, 8% in a ladder, and 4% in 90-day locks, which are mature, just waiting for them to hit this certain price level. I'm going to take that home for profit because I'm not going to kill the golden goose. I'm here for life-changing gains. You gotta allow me to replace this mic and this computer. I'm good. I'm good until then. Okay, just joined. Struggling to hear what you're saying. We're gonna need a bigger mic. We gotta fix this thing. Oh, that is. I'm gonna replay this on my phone, and I gotta figure out this sound thing. Maybe it's phone interface. No, it's phone interference. No, I'm connected straight to my computer. I'm wired. I'm wired to my computer. So I do not know what the issue is. I'm going to do some troubleshooting on it tomorrow. It's up on nearly 600 eyeballs in here, and this is an important time to be streaming. So, but I'm just going to do my best. We're going to move on, okay? PTDC, you want to lock it? Well, you're going to select lock. You got to be staked in order to lock. So, and then you can only lock tokens that are staked. If you want to lock tokens, you select the lock button, select however many tokens you want to lock, and how long. You got to, input the number of days, and then select lock button. Okay, and transact in your wallet. Boom, you'll have a lock. And again, why not lock up smaller bags versus one big old bag? There's some important differences between reflections and staking and locking rewards. Big differences. There are two big differences. Reflection and staking rewards come to you based on the value of the tokens today. Like the contract is buying and selling PTDC right now at the price that PTDC is at right now. You guys already knew that. But the locking contract, in contrast, doesn't care what the price of the tokens are. It is going to send you as a locker having a certain position of the locking of all versus all the other lockers. It's going to send you a percent of all the unlocked tokens. Good morning, Only Crypto. Good to see you, man. I know why you're here. I know who it is why you're here. That makes sense. So when you get locking rewards, the contract doesn't care if they're worth 10 cents, a dollar. It doesn't care. It's going to send you X number of tokens. And that is the superpower of pTGC, which is the locking of tokens and the rewards. Okay, so big differences. And the other difference is, the reflections and staking rewards are more. They're more dependable. Like they're going to come in daily, so they're like dependent on the smart contract. But let's just put it this way: the locking rewards are sporadic because they're more dependent on somebody early ending their lock. Okay, so that's the big difference between holding and staking and locking rewards. And you saw the locking tier. I'll go back up for you guys while I look at my next task here. Talk about different reflections. Did that. Now we're talking. We're actually going into UFO. 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 Back to the DAP. Now the DAP for UFO is the exact DAP for pTGC. So we need to talk into the end of my mic. We're having an audio issue, guys. If you're just coming in, we're having some audio issues, and I apologize. I'm going to try to get this fixed. We're going to need a bigger mic. We need 2 mics in here, man. Okay, so same for UFO, you go to the same site, pulsetgc.com, select UFO token right there. UFO token. You can do 2 things with UFO. You can hold it and you can add LP. If you hold UFO tokens and you want to add LP, select UFO liquidity pools, scroll down. These are all the pools that you can add LP with. Now, I want to make certain that you guys know that if you want to participate in the Gray's currencies, hey Jerry, I'll answer your question. If you want to like make the rewards from the Gray's currencies with your UFO LPs, you must LP from the DApp because the DApp is built on PulseX on top of PulseX. So do it from our DApp if you want to participate in 3% rewards. Otherwise, you won't. It would be very sad. You think you are, and you're actually not. And then you also pay the fee going in. If you did it on PulseX, you're going to pay the fee. But the fee, the UFO 6% fee is waived on our DApp, but not for the pTGC UFO pair. Make sure you guys know that. That UFO pTGC pair is not excluded from the fee. So you're going to pay a total of 11% going into that pool and coming out. That's a big hit. But the other ones, no. The only other little sneaky one here is the UFO Pulse. When you're not going to pay the fee going in, but you will pay the fee upon exiting the pool. The good news is that when you enter a pool, you will be assigned a UFO share that you may never want to relinquish, and I'll show you why. Let's answer your question. Jerry, I recognize you. Do you ever think that will come back, or do you think it's a dead project? You know what? I was thinking about that this morning. I think about it every few days because I hold I don't hold a lot of stuff, but I hold some. I can tell you that the person you need to reach out to would be like Crypto Sloth. He might know something. The last time I talked to him was in March at the conference, and he's like, I think he gave me a positive kind of yeah. It was I ended up I left the conversation with him feeling positive about it, but a few months have passed. Reach out to Sloth. Reach out to the community on their Telegram. Oh, has it? Icosa has outperformed Hex for a while now. I haven't looked in like a couple weeks. I was looking to see. Well, that's good because I have not done anything with my Icosa. I'm just like this morning I was thinking, you know what? It's not. Yeah. No, not yet. That's another little ecosystem that kept me up at night. Okay, that's good. That's good news. Zoom. Appreciate that. Man, I got to read that myself, man. I want to watch it as moves to the top of where it may be on CoinGecko. Continue good. Continue bad. Yeah, yeah, not bad. All right, so back to the DApp. You want to add LP. We're here for pTGC. I got distracted. So you want to add LP. So what you would do is, for example, you will click on Manage Pool, Add Liquidity. Click on Add Liquidity, and add equal sides of each pair. Okay, add equal sides. I got be equal values. Right, so if I add 1 million UFO, I'm going to hold that. Then it was, let's see, then it would require 5,086 pulse. But if I maxed out, oh, there we go. There you go, 5,086 pulse or 5,795 UFO. Oh yeah, because that makes more sense because we're almost up to parity. And then you select add new liquidity, sign it in your wallet, and boom, you're going your merry way. But before I would go on my merry way, I would want to, and if you ever want to remove it, select remove it. But after you make that pairing, I recommend that you go back up here to UFO token and not this button, but select UFO PLP rewards. Select that button. scroll down, and you will see that LP pair. Where is it? There's the UFO PLS pair that I just made. You know, I made it months ago. But okay, so you're on the DApp for UFO. You're going to see your UFO reflections because you earn UFO in reflections for holding UFO. But if you LP UFO, you're going to earn PLS. What a lot of us do, guys, is we get exposure to both. We hold some liquid and then we LP some because we don't know what is going to be the most valuable. I said that it's true that holders are doing much better than those that are LP providers. But I'm going to show you something to give credibility to the UFO shares. I'm going to explain the UFO shares to you. So pull that back up, and we'll just get into that. So look at this right here, where it says UFO shares. It says there's 1 million UFO shares there. Why? Why does it say 1 million? Because I put 1 million UFO into that LP. So if you put 10 million UFO into the LP, you're going to have 10 million UFO shares. UFO shares remain fixed. They do not fluctuate. They don't change. Like your UFO and you're going to lose UFO. Like as UFO goes up versus your paired asset, which has been the trend, by the way, you're going to lose UFO, which is sad. But the UFO shares don't change. And it's the UFO shares that determine how much yield you earn. Okay? So it's like a bookmark, like a place marker for you, guaranteeing you your portion of the pool. So they're pretty slick. It's the first time this has ever been done on any blockchain that I'm aware of. Okay, let me get these slides. Oh yeah. So let's have a look at, let's get a summary of the alien tech and superpowers of pTGC and UFO. pTGC, its alien tech is the AMM bots and more going into the system than can be extracted. Its superpower is locking, and that is user-centric. You, me, as lockers, stand to be rewarded. UFO's alien tech, it's got one. It's the AMM bots. But it has two superpowers, one being user-centric. So it has its thickest LP is with pTGC. pTGC is the mothership. Don't underestimate UFO, but pTGC is the mothership. Okay. And then its other superpower is the share rate, which I just described to you. And that also is user centric. I want exposure to the best of this ecosystem. So I have locked tokens and I have share rates because I think both of those are going to become highly valuable in the future. Now, here's an illustration to show you the value of the UFO share. So current UFO shares in this pool, and that's the pool we just looked at. And it's actually worse now because pTGC and UFO have increased in value versus Pulse in the last several weeks. There's 1 million and I entered the pool with 1 million UFO. That means I got 1 million UFO shares. The current value at the time that I made this slide was 300,000 UFO. So I'd lost a lot of UFO. It was worth $7.40. Well, let's say I unpaired that UFO, that LP. Now I've got my 300,000 UFO and my 190,000 Pulse. And like, man, did I make a mistake? I should have kept that pool. Should have never touched it. Well, I want to pair that back up, but I want to have 1 million UFO shares like I did before. Well, I'm gonna have to buy 700,000 UFO, $17. I'm gonna have to buy 435,000 Pulse, $17. I bet it's more now. I bet it's more. I'm gonna this slide. I bet it's like $25. I bet it costs $50 to get that 1 million UFO shares back. That's the power of the UFO shares. If you guys want to screenshot any of these slides, go right ahead. You guys screenshot. Who already bought X8 token Visa? Yeah, don't be shilling stuff in my chat. I don't, Not the place for that. Matter of fact, we're just gonna make that go, Woody. Love you, dude, but don't show stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's go. We did that. We did unpairing. We're gonna skip that. Um, it's time for moon math, guys. We're already at the moon math. And then once we get through moon math, we're gonna talk about we're gonna go through the slides. Wait till you see the slides we've got. All right. Look into ptgc.com. That's where you're gonna see all this stuff. Is my audio okay? It's still wrecked. If it's wrecked, it's probably not this, guys. I'll be honest. It's probably not this. But let me know if you would. Is my audio wrecked? I'm so upset. But somebody needs to upset me. I just need to know. Look into ptgc.com, guys. I'm going to log in. Let's go through some stats. The home page is free. Free. So go to the dashboard. That's the home page. Scroll down. It's good now. Wow. I still think a computer change would change it. Sounds good. Oh man, you guys are bringing me good news. I love it. So look, in the last guys, do you realize? I'm gonna tell you something. Maybe it'll profoundly hit you like it hit me. This dude was on Spaces or whatever, and he's like, how sometimes just a little information will just make it like crystal clear to you. All right, every single PTBC that's in the debt address will never earn another reflection or staking reward, but instead they go to, yeah. And in the last 15 minutes, look at how many we sent to the debt address. 2 million. And in the last 24 hours, 9 million guys. The total supply right now is like, well, I think we should be able to see it right here. We burned 42 billion. So what is the circulating supply? There it is, 291 billion. And out of that, we burned 9 million today. I know it's a small amount, but I'm going to contend that let's do the math on that. 9 million divided by 291 billion equals, it's like 0.003%. I'll take that all day long, dude, because this is happening day in and day out. So we're burning these tokens. Here's the price. Let's juicy, guys. Oh, let's go back. I think we got to go back. No, it's down here. We're 12x to a penny. 12x to a penny. We've been here before, guys. I think I've seen 8 or 10x to a penny. We're going back. $600,000 in volume, $12.5 million in liquidity, 2,000 transactions in the last 24 hours. Now that's humans and bots. There's your ratio. We're at 20.64. It's amazing, guys. Now, let's get down here. In the last 24 hours, there has been $29,681 in fees collected. In the last 180 days, a little over 3 million. And here's where the fees were distributed in the past 24 hours. $3,000 burned. PTC just buys $3,000 out the market and just sends it right to the dead address. That's several million, like we saw it up there. $3,000 we added to LP, $12,000 sent to the DAO in the form of Pulse, to the DAO to make proposals. It's always going to buy and burn or pair. PTC holder reflections, $6,000. If you're a holder or if you're a staker, then you had a part of that $6,000 that went to holders and stakers. PTDC and UFO are volume and volatility based protocols. We as holders love volume. We love volatility. Oh, there's bad news in Hex. I guess the price is going to dump. I guess the bots are going to be busy fixing all the pairs. Yay, we're going to make more money today because they're going to be busy paying our fees at the same time. It's a win-win situation. And the volume volatility is the one thing we can count on.
right? It just sounds like you fade away sometimes before, but still good. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm getting. I'm keeping my mouth really close to this mic. Trying to. Let's get into some moon math. All right. Somebody tell me, how many X's do you think Pulse can do? How many X's do you think Pulse can do? Do I need to say it a third time? Somebody tell me. Okay. And while you come up with an X for Pulse, I'm going to tell you about the X multiplier, and that is, well, the last time I checked, pTGC had moved up against Pulse by 30x in the last year. 30x. And you take that 30x times the number of X's that Pulse does, and that's your X multiplier. So let's say pTGC does 15x, and the next during the time that Pulse does a 10x. Well, that'd be 10 times 15, which is 150. 150x for pTGC. Okay, that's the X multiplier. Gandalf says that he thinks at least 50x for Pulse. Sky is the limit. 10,000x is possible. Apple X. Yeah. And I think that the founder of the 10,000x token X wants his chain to do a 10,000x. But caveat, X would not have done a 10,000x if Ethereum had not done a 10x. That helped. Okay. So X really did like 1,000x. Okay. On its own. And so, I mean, there's that. There's that. I would, if I were the founder, I would definitely pull that out of the hat at the appropriate time. So, yeah, 10,000x is possible. Let's say 1,000x. But let's go to the middle. Somewhere between 1,000 and 50,000. Plus 50 plus 50 divided by 2. We're going to do 525. Okay, guys, 525x. We're going to smack right in the middle there for the moon math calculator. Let's go. I'll show you guys what we're doing here, so you know there's not any shenanigans going on. So we're going to select pTGC PLS. We're going to put an X factor of 15 though, because we've done 30x against Pulse in the last year, and then 525x for Pulse. So it's going to be 525 times 50. This is going to be a big number, guys. Calculate, and we got to do X's. That would be a $6.45 pTGC. Let's tone it down a bit. Let's do a 10x for pTGC and a 100x. It's going to be still going to be about $1.10. I think about $1.10, dollar something, 82 cents. I still accept it. 10x on pTGC and 100x on. Let's do the 50, like Gandalf suggested. Still going to be 41 cents. Let's do 5x, and 50. So that'd be like mediocre for both. 21 cents. A 250x potential. So that's pTGC. And guys, just so you know, the numbers are going to be the same for UFO. Let's go look at reflections. Trying to stay on point on task here. So let's say you have 100 million pTGC. But yeah, I'm encouraging some big bag holders. Like, get in, guys. We got $10 million of volume. You're holding 100 million tokens. What are you going to earn in reflections? Well, your APY is going to be 15.12%. You're going to earn 41,417 tokens per day, or $33.70. $33.70 for holding 100 million. That's pretty good APY. And as volume goes up, obviously your APY increases, but we don't know what kind of volume we are going to see. We just don't know at this point. And then let's go look at UFO. 100 million. Let's do 500 million, because you can literally buy 5 times more UFO than you can pTGC right now. Just about. Let's go to 10 million in volume. 123.56% APY. You would earn $53.76 per day, or 1.69 million UFO per day. Not a bad deal, right? I mean, who would argue that that's a bad deal? Now let's go to my favorite calculator. Remember, locking is a superpower for PTDC. You lock PTDC, it's a time commitment. There's risk involved because if you want to early unlock, you're going to nuke 30% of your principal. So, but the reward is tremendous, potentially. Okay, I'm going to show you how. All right. Before we do that, I want to explain that. For the last year, we had an average of about 400 million PTDC early and locked in any given 30-day period, like literally for a whole year. 400 million was early unlocked. Any, like you can say, once a month. Over the course of a month, 400 million was unlocked. Well, what this calculator does is it allows you to input your PTDC and your, however much of the locking reward pool that you have, and the percentage of your locks. Like what you can do is put your locked PTDC and how much you can earn from each tier into ChatGPT, and it'll tell you your average. Like mine is 96.3%. So I put that into this calculator. So we know the average unlocked per month, and it's always going to change. Okay, like I said, let's say it was April, there was a billion. June, 50 million. But I'm gonna, because I want to impress you guys, I'm gonna leave 400 million. We're gonna increase the price to. What do you guys want to see the price at? You guys want it? The locking calculator. Tell me how much you want to see the price at. Like if PTC is X price, and we have this average unlock, we'll put 100. Let's say 100 million. This dude has 100 million locked up, and he's going to keep 90% of it. He's going to keep 90% because he has a ladder, and that's just the average. What dollar amount do you want PTDC to be? You want 1 cent, 10 cent, 50, $1? Okay. If you guys don't answer me, I'm just going to go ahead. I already put in $1. Please fix this. Oh, you're breaking my heart. Yeah. Richard, we're having audio issues, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on. And but we're going to fix it. I think I probably just need to clear my cache. Okay. So let's estimate that PTDC at the time is $1. And you have 100 million locked, and you're going to keep 90%. That'd be a $76,515 payday for the month, pay month. Okay, for locking up 100 million tokens and keeping 90% of it. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, that's it for the lock-in rewards. Let's go look at some slides. I'm pretty sure it's because I'm pretty sure the audio is wrecked because I need to do some maintenance on my computer, but because I'm hosting, look into ptdc.com. I'm going to reach out to Kong and see if I can clear my cache because he cautioned me against that because I can knock the site down or something like that. I'll reach out to him after this and see if I can fix it. So PTDC is up 7,110x against Pulse. UFO is up 366x against Pulse. X 2.7, Pulse X 2.65, Inc. 0.4. PTDC is outperforming the core assets. Again, 7,000x against Pulse, 425x against Pulse X, 970x against Hex, 50x against Inc. UFO is also outperforming the core assets. You guys see that? At least if the audio is right, at least we got visuals. I'm going to skip this one. And we'll skip that. I like this one. Between August and April, PulseChain's volume was up 3x and its price was down 38%, whereas PTDC's volume was up 8x and its price was up 530%. Yeah, I will be updating this slide. You better believe it. I'll be updating this slide. And we're going to skip some stuff just because my audio being wrecked, that's just really bothering me. Okay, so Where are we in the cycle? Okay, we got this bullish, exciting token on PulseChain that's going into its first cycle, founded by an egotistical founder, Richard Hart, that is known for his his mind power and his marketing tactics. His token hex did a 10,000x. His L1 has been going sideways for 2 years, allowing the Grace currencies to be built on it and scoop up cheap tokens. And where do I think we are in this thing right now? Like, do I think you're late to pTGC and UFO? Absolutely not. These machines, pTGC and UFO, are in they're to me like a fine-tuned Lamborghini. They're at the stoplight. They're not in fourth gear. They're not running 100 miles an hour yet. These machines, they're still we're still barely touching the gas. We're anticipating that green light. We're just kind of we might be hitting the gas and feathering the clutch a little bit. You know how you can hold down the brake and feather the clutch and kind of get some movement into the machine. We might be to that point. But when PulseChain takes off, this is what it's going to look like, boys and girls. We're gonna smoke the tires when PulseChain takes off. pTGC and UFO are like a Lamborghini that hasn't even engaged first gear yet. But when it does, you're going to want to be on board. You're going to want to be in the passenger seat and the driver's seat of that car. So appreciate you, Pulse Debater and JD. If Pulse hits, please fix it. If Pulse hits 0.00028 again, what would pTGC be at? Banana. Let's do it. I'm here for questions. Let's see. Yeah, here we are. I'm ready for that. Yeah, we all are, man. JD, let's go do this. If Pulse hits, well, let's say we're doing let's put 30x in there. I'm going to take the liberty of doing that because we're flying up. I bet we're at 32x against PulseX right now, and then Pulse does point. It's not going to be very much. It'll be okay. 0.028. Whoa, baby, 17 cents. What did I say? It's not going to be much. Thanks for the question, JD. That was I did not expect that. Yeah, I think we're all the way. Woo! High fives all around. You got your bags. Congratulations. Congratulations. I know, man. What? It's like, what? Okay, let's back up my claim. Let's do that one thing. We're going to go to, because I said we're probably up more than, let's do this. We'll go to the weekly. Oh, PTDC. Yeah. Okay, let's get to PTDC. We'll go to the weekly in PLS. I really want to get off this stream because it's bothering me that my mic is not working right. Let's see how many X's we're up now because I said we're probably 29. Yeah, we're still 30x. So I was right on. We were right on. Guys, appreciate your patience with my wrecked mic. I'm sure it's my computer, and we're going to spend some time to get it fixed. I'll reach out to Kong and see what perhaps I can do. And I know, man. It gets crazy. I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what to say. I think we're all in the right place. Okay, here's what we can do. Go to my Twitter and repost my tweets. Repost the the tweets from pulsetgc.com. Interact with them. Always do a quote post. Also follow the Gray 369 on Twitter. Repost his stuff. Post your own stuff. Drop your tweets in the Telegram. Okay, and interact. Hart reply. Always make a reply. When you tweet, include the hashtags $PTDC, $UFO, # PulseChain, or any variation of anything that will draw the eyeballs of people to PTDC and UFO. And when, like I said, when you're retweeting, do a quote post, say something positive, and include the hashtags, and invite everybody. Thank you for reposting. Appreciate that. All right, guys, let's jump off. We did it all in 90 minutes, but the audio was rough. Guys, hopefully we'll be back on Wednesday. Send your buddies over, and we'll fix the audio. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. See ya.